Welcome to Friday Fuel.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on,
Good
everybody?
morning, my gents. How are you?
What's up?
How's it going, man?
What up?
Happy New Year, 2024.
Yeah,
everybody. What's going on?
yeah. Friggin' first show of the new year.
Yep. Yes,
Happy
sir.
New Year.
Let's
How's
get it.
everybody's new year? How was everybody's last night watching the second to last episode of The Ultimate Agent? Alex, what did you think, man?
Bro,
That was
insane. Talk about a well-produced and edited show on Keith and Dylan's side, though. Like,
from start to finish. 100%.
just how the whole suspense and how it all built up for the eliminations, right? I was
Yeah.
like, bro, this is just so good, and it got me anxiety just watching like what was going on,
I
So it's
know,
a
I
great
was
show.
like-
Actually, I really enjoyed it.
I was like, who's getting eliminated? I don't know. I don't even remember.
It was so sad to go home, but I mean, like I said, even I said it in the show, to be hurt going home at that point would be a travesty. It was such an amazing experience.
yeah.
I'm so glad I met you guys, and I learned so much, and I've taken so much back from it. So
Donnie definitely was the star of the show, man.
I don't know about all that, but I appreciate it.
I think he was almost the star of every show, bro.
Yeah, legit.
Like,
Bring
for
it,
real,
so-
dude.
I was watching last night, and my son was like, "Where's my friend Donnie?" Like,
Oh,
it was on like Alex. I'm gonna throw Alex under the bus, and he's like, "This is too long." he's like, "Where's Donnie, dude? Where's Donnie?"
That's
I
funny.
was like, "He's coming, dude. Chill out. I'm sure he'll be 50% of the show. It's okay."
oh no.
Nobody's gonna tune in for the last episode. It's just gonna
I
be like
know.
6
Yeah.
views.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait to like I said, it's one of those things where like I haven't seen any of y'all's day, so I can't wait to like watch it myself. That's gonna be so
Mhm.
good.
That's true. You weren't even
No,
at the
dude,
That was
office.
awesome.
I'm so pumped up. for
Thanks,
that.
Tony. That was
Yeah,
by
shout out,
far, I
Tony.
think, our favorite episode last night as well. It's a
Mhm.
lot of
intense,
fun, a lot
bro.
of emotion. I texted Keith last night because I was like, "Dude, you're gonna make me a crying meme with that."
Bro, he did you so dirty. Oh,
And
thumbnail.
he's like, "Dude, it wasn't me, it was Dylan." So I got a bone to pick with Dylan because
oh no.
he gave me those anime crying eyes.
Yeah,
He
they
made me
cry. They added little like glares to your eyes, bro.
yeah, geez, dude.
That was a really good thumbnail, though, bro. That's
It was
gonna
a good
draw
thumbnail.
people in.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it'll
definitely
just
gonna draw people in.
just made me look like a crying little baby, but it's okay. I was honestly, but today we want to talk about, of course, new year, new goals, right?
Oh, new year, new me, but Collin hates that saying. So that's what we're basically
And
going today.
let me explain the new year, new me, why I don't like it. I don't like it because people put off change until a new year. Like I agree, like I get excited for a new year. I get excited on, dreaming about what I can accomplish during the next calendar year. But I hate when people are like, dude, I'm going to wait to change until the new year.
Mm.
And then they change for about 6 days in. And then by January 7th, it's like, we'll get it next year.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like the saying new year, new me. It's because people put off changing instead of, actually doing the work now. But
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Colin, because I think people, they put it into their own perspective. They're like, I'll drink, over the new year, then I'm gonna quit at the beginning of the year. I'm gonna have all these sweets for the holidays, and I'm gonna cut it at the beginning of the year, right?
exactly.
And if you give that like a solid 2 or 3 weeks, and you're telling yourself that you're not gonna do it, it's gonna end up creeping back up on you because you're gonna have that crave of
Exactly.
the sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're telling themselves that, but they don't actually believe it. They're just saying it so they can make themselves feel good too as well.
Yeah. Tony, you're right. January 2nd was packed. And then yesterday and this morning, I looked at my gym buddy and I was just like, dude, they're all gone already. No one's here.
Didn't even last a week. Wow.
They're just not ready for it.
So, Adam, well, let's start with you, man. I think it's good that I think probably the four of us set goals differently. I know we've talked about it a little bit. And I think it'll be good for our viewers to see. Maybe they'll pick something up from Donnie that they like, a little something from Alexander, and then Adam, and then myself, of just something a little bit different on how to set goals. Most people hopefully have already set their goals, or at least kind of, thought about it a little bit. But Adam, start us off. So
And if you haven't used this show as an excuse to go ahead and get those goals set down.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with more of a spiritual standpoint here for me. A couple weeks ago, I had the chance to fly out to Oklahoma and spend some time with Alex and his dad, and Jeff and all those guys. And I had some good conversations with Alex as well as Ollie, and just kind of took a step back at my business and my life and things that I need to improve. And also just from observing how these guys live their lives, it made me realize how I've kind of been lacking on the spiritual side of things, when it comes to my relationship with God. And so for me personally, I set a goal this year to study more, like in the scriptures and such, so that I can improve my foundation more of like my morals, and just like creating that connection, right? Because I felt really distant from God just here recently, and that's all my own fault, right? I've distanced myself. And so I was telling Alex this. I teach a Sunday school class at church, and usually I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants when it comes to teaching the lesson. I'll like the day of, I'm just like writing stuff down in my notebook, right? But I'm actually taking like time intentionally now to study throughout the week and like plan something out. And it really just changes my perspective throughout the week too, because I have just a different attitude. And in high school too, in church, the youth went through a seminary program. So we would have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the church building. We had an hour-long seminary before school started every day. And that put me in a great mindset for the whole week, right? Just being able to do that scripture study. And so I'm trying to do something similar now, kind of tie back to my roots, I guess. And I think that's going to help me personally propel my business, is just bettering my relationship with God. So that's one of the big things that I'm focusing on personally.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
I think that's a really good point, Adam. That's not, you say it's one of the biggest things. It is the biggest thing, is your spiritual life. 100%, right? God is 100% number one. So it's funny you mentioned that, because me and my dad were actually sitting down. Was it? Yes, it was Tuesday, because it was our office day. And we went through all my goals and what I was going to obtain for the year of 2024. So I have it right here in my notebook, right? We named off like spiritual goals. We named off, mental goals. Like, what am I going to do to help, expand my brain and my knowledge and just my mental fortitude, and like how strong my mind is, for work every single day. And then we obviously named off, money goals and what that looks like for me this year. And I think when it all comes down to goals, right, we all set a goal, but it's really about obtaining the goal too. So how are we going to, every single week, every single day, every single month, how are we going to hit that goal, right? So that's how me and my dad is. We lined out how much money you're going to have to make today, how much money you're going to have to make tomorrow, how much money you're going to have to make this week to be on pace to hit your goal for the year, right? Now, it's not just the money. It's about my mental. So one of my mental things is, I'm going to get up, obviously spiritual as well. I'm going to get up in the morning, and not that I haven't failed to do this. I've just been struggling here and there, waking up in the morning and forgetting to do it, or going to sleep and forgetting to do it. Right. So in the morning, I'm going to wake up, pray for 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to read a Bible verse, or a verse in the Bible. And before I go to bed, I'll do that as well. Okay. I forget to do that sometimes. That's why this year I'm working on doing that every single day. Right. Then it's to money goals, right? This year, I have a really big goal of what I want to make money wise. So I know coming into this week, right, I have to make at least 3,500 to 4,000 in traditional business. And then this month I have to make at least 12,000 in annuity business, right? So how am I going to break this down from day to day, from week to week, to hit that every single month, right? So that's me doing these seminars. When I'm not doing these seminars, running traditional appointments, health and life insurance appointments, right? And getting these deposits every week. It's not about what I sell, it's about what I get deposited. That's really, really important, because you can say, oh, this guy writes 30 grand a month, but he's only getting deposited 5 grand a month, right? There's a lot of shady business going on. It's not what it's actually seeming to be, right? People think it is, but they don't see your bank account, right? So it's really about what you get deposited. So we broke that down, what I need to get deposited. And that's what really comes down to the goal, is actually having to obtain it and the process to hitting the goal.
Yeah, I think that's really good, man. Of just so many people, and I'll kind of get into it after Donnie, but so many people, they set yearly goals, and I think it's too far out for them. That's why they quit by January 3rd,
Yep.
because it's like, oh well, I guess won't hit it this year.
Yeah.
But you do need to do a process of breaking it down to yearly to quarterly to monthly
Yep.
to weekly to daily to even hourly what you're doing. So that's really good that you did that. So
Yep.
Yeah, I
Donnie,
absolutely agree, and it's very interesting you made that point, Colin, because these guys hit the nail on the head of all the spiritual goals, the money goals, the business goals. So I really just wanted to make a point of the overarching themes of both of their goals, and then mine included, and I'm sure yours as well. And that's intention, and that's what takes the difference between new year, new me for the average person, and new year, new me for someone that does and goes after their goals with intention. Because you can just show up to the gym every day and have no plan, and by day 3 you're not going to know what you want to do. Your body's sore as hell, and you're going to again probably never show up again. But if you go in there with a diet plan, with a workout plan, with a trainer, you're going to last so much longer, because you're building up these accountability points, and you're hitting multiple different angles of that goal. So like, if your business is failing one day, well, guess what? Maybe your spiritual is gaining so much that it can kind of take you out of that funk of that you would have been in if you would just set a business goal and weren't making it. So if you set up these overarching goals and you let them interlink, then you can kind of make up in certain points whenever certain points of your goals are lacking.
I love that,
100.
man.
What up, Joe? What up, bro?
What's going on, man?
What's that, Colin?
I was just saying, go ahead if you had something.
Oh, no, I didn't. I think
No,
Donnie
you're
hit it pretty good. Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm taking notes here just because I like all what you guys are saying. I'm always taking notes. This year I did something a little bit different with my goals. And I'll kind of go over things, but I like to have either a 1 word or 2 word saying that just kind of reminds me what I want my year to be about. So last year, my little phrase was relentless consistency. That was just everything that I do. I want it to revolve around relentless consistency. This year, my 2-word little phrase is active trust. What I mean by that is, we talk about faith quite a bit actually on the show. There's faith is a very, a lot of people sometimes think that it's a passive thing, but it's a very active thing. Faith without works is dead, right? And so a lot of people, they'll pray to be like, please, Father, bless me to have 15 or 20 sales or whatever it is this month. And then they wait for their phone to ring. When it's just like, no, like, dude, you got to get out, hit the pavement, go and do it. A perfect story in the Bible to kind of go along with this is when Jesus Christ was walking on the water, Peter asked, can I come out to you? I'm sure the other disciples were probably maybe thinking the same thing. I don't know. Peter was a little crazy. He was awesome. That's why I love Peter. But he's the only one that actually took the leap and jumped out. A lot of people give Peter flack because when he, saw the wind, saw the waves, he fell. He was also the only other man besides Jesus to walk on water. But he had the active faith to be like, Lord, I believe you. I see that it's you. Can I come out to you? And he jumped out of the boat. So have the faith to jump out of the boat. Anyways.
And I think that's a good point. I think people get mistaken, Colin, as well. Like people pray for all these things, and you said they sit there and wait for the phone to ring, right? And they're not taking action on anything. I think the number one thing is when you pray to God for these things, God gives you the opportunity to go ahead and take that opportunity, right? He'll lay it right in front of you, but it's your choice to take action for that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Anything you ever pray for, he gives you the opportunity. It's about how you're going to go ahead and attack that and go obtain it and do whatever it takes to have that, right? Because he gave you the opportunity. He's giving you literally what you prayed for. It's right in front of you. It's just if you're going to go do it or not.
And from what I've learned, he actually tests you how bad you want it. Too. In my opinion, because sometimes people pray for something and then they get started and then there's like a roadblock where they feel like something like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be because it wasn't perfect. It's like, dude, Adam could have given up after season 1, when he tried getting on season 1.
True.
But what did he do? He could have seen that as a roadblock. But what did he do? He freaking quadrupled down on posting and like trying to get on the show, and he got on. So it's just like, whatever it is, you might run into roadblocks. I think it's a trial of faith to see, okay, does this guy really deserve this? Does he really want it? Does she really want it? So when you run into roadblocks, don't quit. It's actually a sign that you're making progress. So I also have 4 things that I set my goals on, right? Spiritual, family, physical, financial. This year I'm doing it a little bit different. I don't know. Were you guys all at 2022 8% with Jesse Itzler and my life?
Yeah.
So after that, I didn't know who Jesse Itzler was before that. After that, I really loved his speech. I like the way he is. Anyways, so he sets goals because I don't know about you guys. I love insurance. Like, it's my dream job. I love it. But I didn't get into insurance to just work my life away. I got into insurance for the freedom that it gives. And so he has something called a misogi. So he has 3 things that he sets his goals on. A misogi is, I don't know if I think it's Japanese. It's a term for one year-defying event or one really hard thing that you did that year. So that every year you can look back and it's like, okay, 2023 was this, 2024 was this. And so my 2024 is I'm going to do 5 triathlons. So 3 sprints, 2 Olympics, and then, I won't get into all that. Second, and I'll hurry up, but
I kind of want to hear it too, Collin. Once you get finished, I want to hear about the triathlon.
Yeah, me too.
Second is he does every other month. He calls it Kevin's rule. I put down mini adventures. So every other month you do something that you would have not regularly done. So if, usually if you sit at home on a weekend, this one day of the week or one day every 8 weeks, you take your kids fishing or you go hiking or, you build up. So you have 6 mini adventures throughout the year. So if you start doing this when you're 30 and you live till you're 80, that's 300 extra mini adventures that you had that you wouldn't have otherwise had. Okay. And then the last thing, he calls it 1 winning habit per quarter. So a lot of people at the beginning of the year, like we've already talked about, Tony's talked about, in the comments, everybody's just like, hey, I'm completely changing my life starting January 1. I'm going to add these 18 habits. They do it. They kind of do it maybe day 1, but then they're done. He's like, that's too much. So he's like, I had 1 winning habit per quarter that I can actually follow up on. So every 3 months, you focus on one thing. His thing was just drinking water and showing up on time. And then he had a couple other ones. But anyway, so 1 winning habit per quarter that you can actually focus on that will actually become ingrained in you. So anyways, I've been talking a lot, but I want to hear you guys' kind of feedback on would you do a misogi? Would you have you guys ever heard of that?
We'll answer that. I want to hear about the triathlon real quick.
What do you want to hear?
When is the first one? What are we doing?
Again, what's it all consist of again?
Okay, so a sprint, it's not like it doesn't sound as bad. I want to work up in 2025. And you guys can come back and watch this and hold me accountable, and I'll hold myself accountable. I'm going to be looking up. I'm doing an Ironman. So what an Ironman is?
I'll commit to that with you.
Well, yeah, dude, let's do an Ironman together. Okay.
With our first episode of Friday Fuel in 2025 will be us running the Ironman.
Let's freaking do it. So an Ironman triathlon is, and I'll do a half. It's called. So there's a half Ironman and a full Ironman.
Yep.
I'm not going to do a full Ironman yet. I will though mark my words, but a half Ironman is you swim like 2.1 miles, you bike 56 miles, and then you run a half marathon
Holy
all
crap.
in one race. A full Ironman's double that. So a full Ironman, you're swimming like 3-point-something miles. You are biking 118, and then you're running a full marathon.
What do they have
Oh.
you swim in? What do they have you swim in, Colin?
So there's different ones. I mean, they're all over the world, but sometimes they're in the ocean, they're in lakes, or they're in pools. So I'm not quite sure. There's one in St. George that's probably the one I'm looking at, that it would be in a lake. But
how long does one usually take?
A full Ironman takes like all day. A half Ironman, it's like 8 to 12 hours.
So I've always wondered, you guys are kind of clarifying, guys at the gym have always had these like Ironman tattoos on their leg or their arms. So now it's starting to make sense.
Yeah. So anyways, so I'm starting with the sprint. So I'm doing 3 sprints this year, which, I mean, compared to the Ironmans, it seems like sissy stuff, but you got to start somewheres.
But we're getting called out in the comments right now.
Yeah, geez. Who is that?
Colin's got a bone to pick with you, Dylan.
I think it's Dylan.
Is that Dylan?
Yeah.
Come on, Dylan. You did me dirty, dude. Holy moly. Jeez. But so a sprint is you swim like half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, and then you bike 14, and then you run a 5K. Yep. So I'm doing 3 of those, and then an Olympic is you swim like 1 mile or like 1.2, you bike 30 something, and then you run 6.2 miles. So it's just double. So,
I remember I swam a mile at scout camp when I was like 14, and I was so tired after that. It took me like an hour to swim it, because I had never swam that long before or that far.
Swimming is hard, dude.
Holy crap.
What's crazy is that one is least of my worries. Like growing up in Florida, I mean, we got lakes, rivers, springs all over. Like, I'm so ready for the swimming part. It's the running part that I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm about to spend all year working up to that, because that's the only one I'm gonna lose my ass on.
Dude, I'm ready though. Let's train. So yeah, I've got 5 triathlons that I'm doing.
Dude,
so
I'll commit to that Ironman with you. I swear.
Okay, let's do it.
I will not. But thanks for the invite.
I'll do a half one with y'all, Colin, if you're trying to do a half one. I would love to. I'll do a half one, bro, for real. Like, okay,
let's do it. That'll be fun.
Okay,
so last thing that I kind of want to touch on, then I kind of want to turn everything over to you guys. I told you guys that I did like this business coaching, right? A couple weeks ago. And when he talked about goal setting, that would be fun. He talked about this guy. So he's a multi dude syndicate sponsor. Let's go, man. I'll take it. Let's do it. So this guy, he doesn't set goals. And I was just like, what? Like, dude, you're a multimillionaire. What do you mean you don't set goals? He's like, I don't set goals. He's like, what I do is I picture how I want everything in my year to go, and I write a letter to myself at the end. So let's say it's December 31st, 2024. And basically you're just writing it out as like, this year was so awesome. I accomplished this. I did this. I did that. And so you write a story, and then you read that story. He reads it once a week. So he does his weekly planning, and he rereads that story once a week. And so then that way it's just built into your subconscious that it's like, okay, this is what I do this year. And so when hard things do come up, this is how I react. Or, when I don't feel like dialing, it's like, hey, like I wrote $300,000 this year. I need to do this. So I have not written my story yet, but my plan is to do that actually this Sunday.
That's a cool idea.
That's a good point. I think I may be taking what I may have been getting ready to say, but what me and Adam learned at SWAT is affirmations, right? So Nate, and this is the first time I ever learned this. This was freaking crazy, and I loved every part of it. We had blue cards, and we are writing down what already happened in the future, right? So now we're literally sitting here manifesting it. So you look at these cards every morning, and it says, one of Nate's was, even before he met Cody, he was like, I will meet and become great friends with Cody Askins. And he read that. How long was he reading that for, Adam? Do you remember? He said
it was probably like a year.
Yeah, a year. And he was manifesting it and reading it every single day that it's going to happen, right? It's already happened. It's just a matter of you just sitting there reading it and knowing that it's going to happen, right? So writing down, if it's blue cards, I still have the blue cards. I'll be honest, I don't read them every morning, but I still have the blue cards. But what's that?
I said I can see mine right there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but reading those every single morning and like knowing that you're going to hit that by reading it, once you visualize it, there's some percentage, if you visualize it and you're reading it every single morning, there's a better percent of chance that you're going to hit it rather than not hit it. So looking at those and reading those every morning is very, very important for your success and your goals moving forward into this new year, because a lot of people will have a bad week, right? For example, I know it's a few individuals that I've even talked to. They've had a crappy first week of the first year. Some people can just throw in the towel, be like, okay, well, this year's pretty much wrapped up. I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing what I was doing last year, right? Because I didn't hit it. No. Just because you had a bad week, go back. Just because you had a bad week this week, go back to your goals and what you have set up this year for next week, right? Stick to your plan, even if one week doesn't work out.
It's that active trust, man.
Yep.
Active trust. Just keep going.
That's so good. Yeah, like Joe says, manifest it, man. You know, I fully believe that the reason I got the opportunity on season 2 is because I fully manifested it.
Yeah.
Before going out to the Orlando roadshow, where he picked, you know, each individual, he went to Atlanta, Charlotte, and Dallas, and all that kind of good stuff. I remembered in one of his posts, he was like, "We might just pick someone to ride back on the jet with us." So before I went to the Orlando show, I packed my bag so that I would be ready to go on that jet if he asked me, because I knew I was going to end up getting the opportunity to be on the show. So I drove an hour and a half with my backpack next to me, fully knowing that I was going to Orlando to get the opportunity to be on the show.
Dude, that just shows who you are, though, Donnie. Like, it's just so awesome. I love it.
Now, I did get there, and we talked about it, and I realized that, like, I definitely could not afford going with them and doing what they were doing, but I knew that I had it anyway. So
it's true.
Not yet, right?
Yeah. And we've been killing it ever since. And like I said, I fully believe in manifestation, and like you said, even if you aren't as intentional as you know some of us are with manifesting, just talk to God, talk to, you know, whatever you believe in, talk to yourself to at least get that energy out there. Because if you just say it, you know, you're putting energy out there into the world. And I promise you, if you say it enough, if you do it enough, if you believe it enough, it'll come back to you.
Yeah. I want to ask you guys this question, actually. Did you guys have like this feeling within yourself, you know, at any point in time? I'll talk about mine after, but when you were like watching Ultimate Agent season 1 or whatever, to where it's just like, yeah, dude, like I'm gonna be on there. Like, did you guys ever have that, like when they announced Amanda Lunsford like on stage or whatever?
Honestly,
you know that 8% thing that we had to write our goals on, I put I was going to be on season 2.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
I didn't, but
Oof.
I didn't think I was going to be. I didn't think I was going to be on it, bro. And also, I didn't want to be on it because I was going to be too embarrassed of myself and what I was going to do.
Oh, I can feel that. There was definitely part of me that was like scared to. Like,
and I had a lot of doubt, which is a bad thing, but you know,
yeah,
it was pretty embarrassing to watch.
Yeah, I think that's what's so good about who they picked as contestants is we all are very representative, like, or good representatives of a mass majority of insurance agents.
Yeah.
You know, all of us are younger, you know, we're all at different points, but we're all new-ish. You know, we don't have the 10, the 15, 20 years into this business. And I really do think we're more representative of the large majority of people, at least that watch that show through Cody, for sure.
Yeah. And also with that, a lot of people connect with us better as well.
Yeah, it was easy to make mistakes because you know everybody else around you is making the same mistake. You know.
Yep, and they know that. So that 100%.
Well, and it's cool to go back and watch too. You know, obviously they twisted things to look a certain way or sound a certain way on the show, but you know, it shows me coming off with a lot of confidence or arrogance, like Cody said.
True.
Shut up. I was talking to my wife about that, and just how like he'd be like, the word today is confidence, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be confident today, and then it like the next sentence he'd be like, or is it arrogance, Adam? And I'm like, what the heck do you want from me, dude?
Adam the villain. Adam the villain.
But the point I was trying to make is like I came off with this certain level of confidence.
There
look
was
at Dylan.
Dylan
there we go.
It wasn't scripted.
So I was giving off this confidence, but I like prior to being on the show, I hadn't written a lot of business. So like I guess I had the know-how because I've watched like hundreds of hours of trainings and I've been to events and things, but I just wasn't applying it to my business, right? And I think that's where a lot of people can relate is they have the time invested in trainings and they've done, one-on-ones with coaches or mentors, but they're just not picking up the phone. They're not dialing. They're not putting into practice the things that they've learned. And I think when we were put in that high stress situation is when it really pushed me to actually put all those things into practice. And like, it was the first time that I had seen what was possible of the skills that I had. And I think Collin made a really good point in the show yesterday where he was like, man, if Adam would just like put forth 100% of his effort, like he'd be ahead of us by like tens of thousands of dollars. And I was like,
I think
damn.
we even said it like in one, like, because we would go back to the hotel and all of us would meet up in Adam's room and eat popcorn and talk about how the day went. I think we even said like if we had your skill and my worth ethic, we'd be the richest insurance agent in the world or something like that. Like
Unstoppable, dude.
unstoppable.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
and I hope I actually want to call you because I feel like the last two episodes it's just like me bashing on Adam, when in reality it's more so just like, dude, I honestly think you were awesome. Like you are a phenomenal insurance agent, and so for me it would piss
He's
me
just
off.
calling you out
dude.
that you don't work, bro.
It would piss me off because I'm freaking dialing like a madman. And I'm like scratching and clawing to freaking get a single sale. Adam's in the back eating a sandwich, drinking a Red Bull. he hears me asking for a routing and account number, and it's like, oh, like I better go like start making dials again. And he would just freaking go and sound and be like, what the hell, dude? Like me and Donnie are banging our heads against the wall.
Oh my God. Listen, bro.
And
I'm in there fighting for my life, and Adam is just enjoying his nice cola that he drank in the morning.
It was not like that.
Yes, it was, dude. 100%. 100%.
The thing is, bro,
I'm sitting here like buzzing between two screens, and Adam is just like, yeah.
Let's see what.
Let's go ahead and send that application in.
So Adam was the best at understanding that we were making a show and give us the answers that we ultimately were looking for. From my perspective, you were kind of leaning into a character for the show every now and then, which we loved, but it's not totally who you are as a real person. You knew we were filming a reality TV show and you were giving us what we wanted. I totally agree with that. Like I definitely brought like a more of a persona of like, I'm going to win this show, which was good for the show. Like
bro, they're always
great.
Yeah. And I think Collin calling you out, Adam, it's just a competition. It's frustration. It's in the moment, stressed. Everyone's stressed out. We want to win. And I wasn't in Collin's situation. I was in the field majority. So I don't know how Collin was feeling, right? But it's just like just that whole point of Collin and his frustration makes sense that he was calling you out, considering that you were chilling back, eating your sandwich and drinking your cola.
Tony,
it was so important.
Adam's sitting there flipping y'all off while he's eating his sandwich.
What's so important is, nothing that we said behind the cameras is anything that we wouldn't say and hold each other accountable to or each other's face.
Exactly.
We constantly will tell each other, what's going on and at least in our opinions, we think you're doing wrong. And that's what's so great is we have this trust that we built through this experience of holding each other accountable, of telling each other and coaching each other, in our different aspects of our expertise.
Yeah. find yourself. I know I kind of said it last night of finding yourself a rock. Find yourself a good freaking circle, man.
Yeah.
To where you can joke around, you can have fun, but you can hold each other accountable and know that it's coming from a right spot. Because I'll be honest, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Not to hate on Adam, dude. I did not like you on the show.
Oh,
Like
no.
I liked you, Adam, but at the same time, I was just like, this guy pisses me off. And so,
Did you like me, Colin?
Of course y'all did. Y'all were butt
the
buddies
first
the
half.
entire show.
I liked you until you stole my leads, and then you pissed me off.
Well, you're
I
Wait,
love
wait,
all of
wait,
you.
wait.
I
Colin,
had a
dude,
bad
that
thing to say
day-
about any of you guys.
That day when you're like, oh, you sold him, or I sold him already. That like, I wanted to punch you in the face.
Mm.
I love
No, that
you,
was slimy.
but it's just like, dude,
Slimy,
I helped
bro.
you
It's
out.
like
Like,
actionable
dude,
what
day
we come in.
day two, you're like, bro, like I'm struggling. I need leads, and I'm over here selling. You're like, bro, can you?
Yeah, I
dude,
got you.
give me some leads. I was like, all right, I got you. And then here it is. Oh, sold him. Collin was too slow to get to. It's like, no, dude. You freaking probably got it before me. Who knows? But anyways, I'm making excuses. I'm on my soapbox. But anyways,
But
after
hey,
the show, though, I
to do
realized like
FCC government regulations, that won't be a thing.
exactly.
New year,
Yeah.
new regulations.
Yep. But after the show, like, and even like during the show, when we would go back to Adam's, like, I'd be like, dude, I actually really like Adam. Adam's the man.
Oh,
It's
bro.
just
I think at the end of it, we all at a certain point were like, I don't like you, right? Because when it comes down to the finale, it's us three, right? It's about like who's gonna work the hardest, but who's gonna put the most results out as well, right?
Mhm.
And it's the most activity. And at that certain moment, I mean, we all didn't like each other at that point because we're all competing against each other, right? It's all head to head now, right? So
That was
Dylan-
by far the
Dylan-
most stressful day. It was the
Oh, yeah.
last
bro,
day.
talk about stress, bro. Like legit, probably the most stressful time of my life besides the Michigan-Alabama game.
Goodness gracious.
Bro, talk about me stressing at the TV, bro. I
That was a great
sweating, bro.
game.
Dude,
That
I
was a
like,
great
bro,
game.
We better win this shit, bro. I was sitting
Dude,
there
I do want to say to Dylan, I think if he's still watching this, hopefully he is. If not, I'm going to text him. Dude, I personally think that they should have number of applications count as well, not just AP. I think there
Okay.
should be a little bit of bonus.
So
I
you want your cute
no.
apps in there? You want your cute apps in there?
I sold 8 on that freaking episode 7, dude. And it still didn't count up to you.
Alex only sold 3. Did you catch
Yeah,
that?
Alex sold
Yeah, I
3.
heard that and I was like, what? Sold
3 for your
3.
3,900 or 3,400,
That's what
whatever.
in-home does for you, bro.
Shut up.
And it's like, dude, I freaking almost tripled that, but 90% of the people I talk to are making $650 a month.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm on my soapbox. But going back to goals, do you guys have anything else that you want to say? Anything that do you want to
write 'em
share
down.
what your goals are?
Write them down real quick, because I know 90% of the people watching this or will watch this haven't written their goals down. And I can tell you why, because I wrote mine down last night so that I could come on the show and tell you to write yours down. And I couldn't tell you to write yours down if I didn't write mine down myself. So I did mine last night. So I know you have it if I have it.
And when Donnie says write down goals, it's not just yesterday. It's not just today. It's every single day. If you can sit there and wake up in the morning, have a good daily routine, and sit there and write down your goals every single day and look at them and nurture them, right? It's going to be really, really good for you. Like you sit there and look at that every single day. It's manifestation. That's all it is, right? You're looking at it every single day and putting forth the work every single day, planning your day out in the morning, right? You have your own time alone, writing everything down, writing what you're grateful for. It's all going to work out. I think it will.
Yeah.
Not
Hey,
that it's
real
all
quick.
going to work out. It gives you a better, you have a better chance of making it all happen, is the way to put it.
Real quick, I just
Yeah.
want to share this quick picture with everybody. Here we are.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
hotel room, eating
Oh, that's
popcorn.
fire. Adam's just chilling with the
That's where
sandwich.
big business is going on.
Adam's just chilling with that sandwich in his hand.
Adam got a sandwich in his hand?
No, I'm just messing around.
Dude, what do you think I was saying?
Freaking Alex stole my leads, bro.
Probably.
Honestly, I don't think we talked about that at all.
bro, we would just come
Me and
back.
Collin
And
would have got a fist
honestly,
fight, bro.
Alex was staring at Collin like you want to give him a kiss. Kind of did look like that.
oh my
That was-
goodness, there's a time in the I think last episode or the one before last where like I'm staring at Adam and I texted Adam in our group chat. I said I need to find someone that looks at me the way I look at you. Like what the hell? I wish I screenshotted it what the like scene was. Let's see if I did.
It's
It was
probably
probably
right.
one of the times where I gave you a mentor and you were just
Oh yeah, I think so.
That's what I was gonna say. It's probably after I raised my hand to get Trey Honeycutt.
Bro,
and then
that
he's
was
like-
some foul stuff, bro.
Then he was like,
That was-
"Psych, Donnie, you get it."
Yeah. He said, all right.
and then it cuts to you and you're like,
Yeah, dude.
Bro, that was
Freaking-
freaking crazy. Yeah.
Just fuel to the fire. Fuel to
All right,
the
man.
fire.
And
No
then,
hard
and then he
feelings.
asked who your biggest competition is, and I say Adam, and then everybody else says themselves. Like that's so embarrassing.
Low key, I ain't gonna lie. If Adam wouldn't have said himself, I probably would have said Adam.
Yeah, exactly. I said,
But
make me go first.
I think in that journey, no matter what, if we all went back on that show, having that experience that we had, if they would have asked who our biggest competition is, we all would have said ourselves now.
Yeah.
I think we all, that's one big thing that I think we all took away. Collin took it away way earlier than we did, I feel like, because,
oh, yeah.
and there was one interview, I think in episode 6, I believe, Collin, they asked you, who's your biggest competition? You said, the self-doubt of myself or something. Is that right?
Mm.
Or something like that. And
I think it was even before that. I think that was like day 2.
yeah.
They asked like, "Who's your biggest competition?" I was like, "My self-doubt."
Yeah.
Like, if I can overcome that, then I'll freaking wipe the floor with everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, learning, I would say for every individual, it took us obviously on the show to learn that our own competition was ourselves. But if you can, I promise you, it's always going to be you against yourself. You have to just be better than the person you were yesterday. That's it.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
well, no, I think too, like another thing that, like that I was thinking about, and we'll get to Dylan's question. That's a really good question.
Really great question. Dylan. Yeah, we want to get to that.
Is like, sorry, still battling freaking a little bit of a cold, but the one thing that I will say is we were all in competition against each other, but in all reality, and I think that's why I was maybe calling out Adam just a little bit, is because like I felt like I was just like really competing against myself, just like, dude, like I don't know if I can do anymore. And Donnie, obviously, dude, Donnie, I don't know how I made more dials than you on that Tuesday or whatever, because dude, like Nate was right. I never even saw you go to the bathroom. Like, I don't know if you had like a special
Oh,
squatting
I was
pattern, like,
dialing on phones. I had another software that I was calling people off of. Like I had to ask them for permission to like make other dials because I had been calling these people 30 times by this point. So I had to change up my number or get a brand new number. Yeah, it was crazy.
Or hit him with, hey, we had an appointment about 3 months ago. We were just getting back to you.
Hey, let's not set me an appointment, and I sold a policy off of that. So it is what it is, bro.
Who responded with it? So Dylan asked if there's one thing we could change about the show for season 3, what would it be? I want to answer from all of you. Whoever said in the comments, consider apps, talk time, work ethic, etc. Pick the winner based on growth and not only production numbers. I think that's good. I also think that's hard. I mean, number of apps, definitely. I think if you're tracking production plus maybe do some sort of a bonus for apps.
It's bonus.
because-
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
Go ahead.
don't make it all just on number of apps, because you'll get people who are selling $10 whatever.
Yeah, I'll go straight accidental, and I'll sell
Yeah.
everybody on accidental.
I think number 1 should be probably like AP is king, right? But number of apps, like you get some sort of bonus, because it's
Yeah,
like,
like
dude,
there's a
when
multiplier that adds to your
a
total.
multiplier
Yeah.
of some sort.
Even
'Cause, like,
this,
when
though, I was
go
going to say this, Collin, that debating on the apps, there has to be I feel like to get the bonus, your app has to be a certain amount. Like if you're just putting in a
Yes.
bunch of $10, if you're just putting in a bunch of
It
10,
needs to be at least
$15
$30.
at least $30. Yeah. At least 25 or $30 the app, I would say.
Yeah. Because you can go write a frick ton of accidental, and that's
Yeah.
not going to work. But yeah, app needs to be at least $30. But it's just like me myself, yeah, I probably could have submitted some bigger AP, but it's like when I'm asking somebody's income and they're saying it's $750, it's like, dude, like I don't feel good. Like I can't sell you. Like I don't want to sell you anything more than a $30 app.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think there needs to be some kind of key that's given to the agent that's like, all right, so if you make for every 100 dials, we'll give you $50 in AP, or for every sale you make, regardless, you get, or if there's a point system, I don't know, you'd have to work
Yeah, I
out.
think there should be a point system. Like
You should
AP
measure
scheme,
different metrics other
Yeah.
than just AP. I
yeah,
agree.
and then dials, because like Donnie probably, if you got like $1 in AP per dial, like that
Donnie
would
be getting
be
like 8,000 AP, bro.
yeah.
I would even say one thing next season is check every app.
That was the other thing I was going to say.
Make sure
Yeah.
when
Send PDFs of the submitted app.
just send the app to Cody, just like that, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Not saying that anybody cheated. I'm just saying, like, or in season 1 as well, making sure that Cody just sees the app just to make sure it's clear
For it to be legit. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
So taking a look at season 1, they had a mix of people with experience and some new people, and then kind of newer and mid-level agents. This season we had a lot of newish agents, not well-established agents. I'd really like to see next season be a lock-in of high-level agents or high-performing agents, and it be a competition regulated down to they get the same leads, or they're working the same leads from same companies. No one can bring any outside like resources. It's straight skill, your system, how you choose to sell, door knocking or telesales, whatever, and then see, that way we can get into the nitty gritty of what systems it works, which way, and all that kind of good stuff.
I think that's another really important thing, is it's super weighted when you allow people to get leads from outside sources, because some people, I mean, just have more resources. Like we saw that with Donnie, how he was saying like he didn't have money to buy leads, right? And then some of us could put up 500.
It made it the second to last day. Just saying, second to last day.
That's right. So just regulating it, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you guys offer more leads, but just that like this is all that you get. And good luck.
Also,
we talked about this too, of just like, even if it's just Cody providing all the leads, give him some comp, like do it a 70-30 split, so that if he's paying for all of the leads,
that's a really good point.
like then do a comp split so that it's equal opportunity for everybody, rather than, hey, Collin, you're selling good off of that lead source, hit me up with that. And then Donnie's still sitting in the back hoping that Patrice will feed him some leads. Right?
Yeah.
So,
And I think it was Alex who was like at the beginning of the show, he thought that we were just giving all our commission to Cody.
I thought we were forfeiting everything. I can't lie. I thought we were using a whole different writing number. Like we were using some of Cody's writing numbers. But I was going to say one thing, keeping it as an even playing field. And I like what Collin said. If we just kept it, just within what Cody provides us, it's like, I don't think we would be able to put up as much premium considering how many leads Cody gives us. Like if we just used the leads that Cody gave us, yes, it helped us support in the beginning and close to the middle of the contest. But after that, we were all just using our own resources because we already burned through all the leads Cody gave us too, right? Yeah. So I do like the strategy of season 3, giving some commission to Cody while he is providing you with a crap ton of leads. So you never run out of leads too.
Yeah.
So I go back and forth about it, but yeah.
I think another thing, and you guys probably agree with me on this, is we weren't really a big fan of any of the challenges this season. They not that they weren't like fun, but I don't feel like they added a ton of value to the show.
I like the one where we did the appointment setting. Yeah, see who made the most dials. Like I like that kind of challenge.
Yeah, what Tony said, more sales activity on the camera. Because definitely like I felt like I was in the office all day on the phone, right? And so there was a lot more footage of like Alex driving in the car, or Donnie just doing an interview with somebody, because it's like, I guess, juicier material, right? But like what people really want to see when they're watching the show is like, okay, well, what are they doing to get these types of numbers, right?
Yeah.
So like showing more of this actual sales process and like overcoming objections during a sale and that kind of thing, I think people would be really interested in that.
I have trouble like seeing that because I do understand the appeal of wanting to bring outside eyes onto the industry and what we're doing. You know, if you focus too heavily on just gearing it towards individual agents, they're going to lose a large portion of their audience that don't view, because like I said, I can't tell you how many people I've shared the show with, and they'll tell me like, this is genuine entertaining show. Like, I really like this. I don't know much about insurance. I'm not a big fan of insurance, but I've actually enjoyed the show. So I think you have to teeter a fine line between keeping.
I see both sides of it.
Yeah,
I see both sides of it because I wanted people to kind of see my pitch and me overcoming objections and see you guys like, and I was excited to see how Alex got over his stuff because I don't know about you guys, I didn't pay attention to any of you like what you were saying.
No,
and I know
maybe
like
a little bit to Donnie. I paid a little bit.
I was listening to Donnie because
I did listen to Donnie just because Donnie was so entertaining of just like. What crap?
Dude, I had to throw whatever I could at the wall.
I mean, there's a clip of me in the show going like this.
Yeah. What else do you want me to say? Like, what else do you want me to say to you? I just want to make sure you know bull rat or anything.
Bro, the day after, like when I had that phone call, the guy calling me an asshole, like that second day, I wasn't taking no shit, bro. So anything I was throwing it right back at him.
Oh, so I would like to see a little bit of both. I think the challenge is like I can see the public speaking one probably because I actually enjoyed that one. Like
I did too.
That one actually is applicable though. Like spinning the wheel, the hangman. I would like to see like I was excited to do a door approach one.
Me too.
Like those types of like actual like sales ability type of
I agree. I think they were just also wanting to change it up from season 1 as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I see why they did
it. I would have loved to do the door challenge. I think it would have been really entertaining to see all of us go at it. It would have been funny.
Yeah.
But I think also they were trying to change it up as well. So I think they're working through the process of it as well, you know.
Yeah.
So
I also think though, if you're gonna do challenges like the one where we had to pitch the product, like make it more clear what your expectations are. Because so many of us were just like, we want you to invest. And then you're like, well, you didn't tell us how much we needed to invest. And I'm like, we didn't know that was a requirement for what we were doing.
Yeah.
Well, like, and when I finished my pitch, they were just like, okay, thanks. Like I was waiting, like I watched Shark Tank. I was waiting for them to be like, because I asked
like
them
some banter, right?
Yeah, like I asked them for their time, like for like once a week or whatever it is to come on. And then they were just like, hey, thanks. Have a good one. I was like, okay, so you're not gonna like debate with me of like how much time you want to give?
Yeah.
So anyways, but Dylan said coming up with midday challenges is hard. Dude, that's the hardest thing, I'm sure. So we're not giving you
my Instagram feed. She said, I like the challenge that y'all had to create the product and promote it. So there you go. You know, the audience.
I bet that was hard, bro. Think about like obviously, like I said, they're trying to change it up for season 1. So think about like what's all running through their brain for the next challenge.
No,
yeah, and it's not like they have a full team behind this. Like I want people to understand that this is Dylan and Keith and a few other helpers that really put this together. That like Trey, like it was really difficult to do.
I still think the challenges are great.
I
think like I don't necessarily have a problem with it all. I think they put on like for what was going on, and if they were coming up with midday, like that's pretty damn good. I'll be honest.
That's way good, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't even do that myself. So
we know.
I will say that
we know Alex isn't good thinking on the spot of coming up with stuff.
the wheel spinning one was super entertaining to watch. Just like, oh, lose a turn. Oh, do 25 push-ups. Oh, you got all of them wrong.
That one was very stringent on our personalities, like mixing very well. Because I think if you had very like different contestants, I don't think a competition like that would have went well.
Yeah. That spinning the wheel challenge, just don't have freaking 4 lose a turns on there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Jeez, man. I didn't even get a chance at like
Collin got 2 direct mail leads. That was it.
Yeah, I got two probably old somebody's leads. Of
Some digital leads, boy.
yeah, some
Doesn't even been
2H
touched yet.
digital leads.
That's what it was. Digital leads.
And then I got 2 loser turns and freaking 25 push-ups. That's what I
I
got.
would say no. I leaned over to my wife during that episode. I was like, if I would have had to do push-ups, I would have made a fool of myself. So I'm glad I didn't get that one.
Bro, I was not hoping for the push-ups. I was like, I can probably get 25 right now, but I don't
Well,
even
it's
want to do
practically
that.
like lose a turn, bro. I mean, you're just losing a turn at that point.
Oh yeah. It was just had to crank
Yeah,
them
so
out.
lose
It
a turn.
was funny. I loved it.
Sucks.
It was a lot of fun. I love watching back Team Green Dragons. They didn't show that though. That was the name of mine, Donnie, and Alex's.
Yeah, Team Green Dragon, bro.
Team
What
Green
the heck,
Dragon.
Dylan?
Didn't have that in the
No
show.
team name, just
we won the
running
Hangman
through it.
Challenge.
That was 5 minutes of our preparation is coming up with a team name.
It was.
Yeah, I'm sad that a lot of the like behind the scenes footage, like in the back rooms with Trey walking around with the camera, like
Yeah.
that, none of that.
You should have Dylan once the final episode comes out. I know you guys have 5 million other projects you're working on. You should have just one episode of bloopers or just like
Yeah.
funny, just
funny
like
stuff
behind the scenes stuff that you wouldn't expect that
Like
you caught
10
on
minutes, just the
camera.
straight bloopers.
Send me some
Alex
footage,
picking
I'll
his
edit
nose
it.
in his car, whatever it is, like just
Just put
have
it
like
on
a 30-minute episode of bloopers would be hilarious. But anyways, we don't want to keep everybody from having a fantastic Friday. Yes, we're getting a blooper reel, baby.
Let's
That'll be
freaking
fun.
Let's go.
So
Bro, an
Let's
hour-long
go.
blooper reel would be
Let's
insane.
go.
that'd be hilarious.
Oh, I cannot wait
So.
to see that. Like, I'm more excited for our blooper reel than the show. I cannot wait for
Bro,
that.
the blooper is going to be
So
lit.
That'll be fun. So, anyways, first episode of the year. We love you guys all for staying and watching. Any last pieces of advice? You
Write
guys
them
wanna go
down.
and
And
Write them
be
down.
intentional
Every day.
every day.
Yep. So, find something hard to do. My thing is just have a 1-word or 2-word thing that you want to describe your year as. So.
Yep.
But thanks for hopping on, guys, and we
Love you
will
guys.
see you next week. Have a killer
Yes, sir.
weekend.
See you
Peace.
guys.